So I need your guys' help to try to explain what is going on with these Wrangler 392 prices. And I want you to go down in the comment section and let me know with a straight face, and do not use the word greed in your comment. How can you explain that in 2021, a Wrangler 392 first edition was $75,000. And then in 2025, a final edition is over $100,000. And then for 2026 model year, now you have a $80,000 Wrangler 392 with essentially the exact same parts from the final edition the year before, just with a $20,000 cheaper price tag. And then literally right around the same time period, Jeep drops yet another Wrangler 392 that's even cheaper at $70,000, but you can get a supercharger kit on there and have way more horsepower for probably right around the same cost as the 2026 version at 80, which is still a hell of a lot cheaper than the $100,000 foundation from the year before. Like, I just gotta go out and just say that this right here is just a prime example of how under Carl Tavares, the former CEO of Stellantis, how literally, since you can't say the word, I'm gonna say it, how literally this company was so damn greedy with these prices that now that after he's gone, you can kind of see the nonsense that people had to actually pay for. And so I want to talk about this in this video because this is just amazing to me. I did not really notice this until I was looking around at those Wrangler 392 special editions, because I was trying to figure out what the TRX price would be in 2026. And oh my goodness, I just stumbled upon this and I cannot believe how crazy these prices are. But let's talk about this in this video basically right now. Okay, I'm over 54,000 friends, and the 56% of you guys who watch these videos have not subscribed to the channel yet. This right here, it just boggles my mind, because how in the world can anyone Stellantis with a straight face explain how in the world within 1 year, literally the exact same vehicle that was $100,000 is now $80,000 with virtually zero changes, especially to the drivetrain. The drivetrain is basically exactly the same, but it dropped the price down like $20,000. That is just insane to me. But I mean, I think I know the reason why, because I just saw, because I've always been interested in the Bronco Raptor and stuff. I always thought that was a cool vehicle. I just hate that it had a EcoBoost engine in there. But I saw the Bronco Raptor is like $79,000. And I told you guys in previous videos that all these automakers over the last administration that was in office, they jacked up intentionally ICE powered vehicles MSRPs in order to take those higher price EVs and basically had the gasoline vehicles meet towards them, the inch closer towards all the vehicles basically be unaffordable and stuff. And then when they're both right around the same, you're going to naturally pick the electric vehicle because, hey, you know what? When they're both around this same price category and stuff, and oh yeah, the government's giving you like $8,000 tax credit and stuff. That's why they had this artificial demand for electric vehicles, because these automakers were going to jack up this nonsense to pay for all those electric vehicles and stuff. That's why all these dudes were losing billions of dollars in the background. And I'm glad that a lot of them are losing a ton of money, and that now it is forcing them to come back down to reality and bring the prices back down for the gasoline powered cars. There's no way anyone can explain to me how that, you know, now when Carl Tavares gets out of office, a new administration comes in and stuff, now all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of vehicles getting price cuts and stuff, especially when you get all this crying and complaining that tariffs are going to jack up prices and this, and then you got the aluminum fire at one of those plants that's supplying Ford stuff, and then $10,000 off on a Raptor overnight. Here we go, $20,000 off on a Wrangler 302 overnight and stuff. It's just amazing to see how this right here just goes to show that these companies, they was either greedy or they jacked up prices and stuff in order to make the EVs seem more attractive. And thankfully, a lot of people rebelled against that nonsense, and we didn't go along the same path of being stuck in these vehicles that we did not want to buy. But this right here, it's just crazy to think. Just the Wrangler's pricing. It just shows how crazy this was. 2021, $75,000 for a Rubicon. That same vehicle within 5 years, $25,000 markup. And that wasn't even the only vehicle that did that crap. I told you guys in other videos, the Hellcat went through the same nonsense, right? You used to get Hellcat for 60 damn grand, and then during last call, $60,000 Hellcats was around the 80s and 90s. TRX the same exact way. 2021 the TRX was $69,000 out the door, and then within 4 years, well, really 2021, 22, 23, 24, within 4 years, its final edition was like over $100,000. Those were literally like the prices people were paying for markups for 2021 TRXs. So trust me when I tell you guys, I feel for especially you guys who bought 2024, 2025, these Wrangler 392 final editions, and probably if you're gonna try to trade your vehicle back to the dealer, you're probably gonna be less than 10, 20 grand in the hole, because now that this Wrangler 392 MOAB edition is out, it kind of undercuts the value of your vehicles. But I want you guys to feel kind of comfortable in the fact that you are not the worst off. Other people have gotten burnt on buying these products during the cost of various era and stuff, and then when you get out of the era, you're taking the L. I mean, if you go look at the Demon 170, for example, there was guys who was so pumping their chest and waving the pom-poms that they spent $150,000 over sticker for this vehicle that's going to be like a $500,000 car all day long. And then a year later, here we are, when they go try to sell the vehicles and stuff, they're not getting between 110 and maybe 130, 140 for, right? So you got guys who lost like legitimately 100,000 miles on, or not 100,000 miles, but $100,000 on their vehicles, and they drove it maybe 0 miles. They might have just cranked their car up, put it on a trailer, put it at their house, and it's been sitting there at their house for over a year and lost $100,000 in value in their car because it was sitting. So you guys who bought Wrangler 302 final editions, don't feel bad at the fact that you got burnt. You did not get burnt as bad as other people in the era. I mean, I have a Demon 170 myself too, but mine is never going anywhere. So I don't care if my car lost value. I got mine way cheaper than pretty much anybody, and no one knows exactly how much money I got my car for, maybe than just a handful of people on my hand. But it's just crazy, all the different versions of this Wrangler 392 that came out just in the last few weeks, and the prices just keep going down, down, down. And like I said, you just had a 2025 392 final edition, $100,000. Then you had, what, a week or two ago, you had this MOAB edition that I made a video on. I told you guys they're going to make a budget 392. You got 80 grand for the MOAB edition, and then right around the same time, they make a veteran and a active duty member version, and that is like $69,000. So basically 70 grand. Then Commando edition is 69 grand starting, and then they get a Whipple supercharger kit from Fox Shots on a production vehicle with full warranty, and they're gonna have over 705 horsepower. I think the prices for those Wrangler 392s, they gotta go down even further, because like if this vehicle, the Wrangler 392, was 75 grand in 2021, it is now 80 grand in 2026 model year. The TRX price should be $5,000 cheaper than what this particular vehicle is. So if it's 80 grand for a Wrangler 392 MOAB edition, that means a brand new TRX 2026 should be 75 grand. And so we're going to see, and no one's really leaked to me information about how much the TRX is going to cost. But I mean, it better be in the 70s. I mean, I know that the RHO is around 69 grand and stuff, but TRX can only be about 5 grand more expensive than that. Especially consider it's literally the exact same vehicle and the engines cost right around the same amount of money. I'm just saying it's gonna be very interesting to see this whole pricing dynamic, because whoever was pricing vehicles for Jeep, they sucked anyway. And we're gonna see how the pricing translates between a Wrangler 392 and a Ram TRX, which shouldn't even be in the same pricing category either, right? I mean, you got a Wrangler 392 with some off-road stuff in there, and then you have a Ram TRX, you got a supercharged Hemi V8 in there, you got off-road shocks from Black Black Hawk shots from Bilstein. You have way more towing, way more payload capacity. You have a lot of articulation and stuff because it's a desert runner. And then you can have a lot more space in the vehicle and have a way better interior. And it was $5 grand cheaper than the Wrangler 392 final edition or a first edition, whichever year you're talking about. So I want to see the new price of the TRX. I'll make a video to talk about this. It's going to be very interesting after researching this crap. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you own a final edition Wrangler 392, are you guys pissed off that Jeep within the next year dropped the same vehicles, basically the exact same vehicle down 20 grand, hurting the value of your Jeep Wrangler 392? Or are you just happy that the prices went down and you just don't care because you're gonna actually drive your 392 and don't really care about the value? I mean, I'm the type of person that I don't care about the value of my Demon 170s. I'm gonna drive it. I got 5,000 miles joint and I'm gonna drive it till the wheels fall off. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Is the Jeep pricing for the Wrangler still out of whack? Like, I don't see the $20,000 difference between a Rubicon X and a Wrangler MOAB edition and stuff. I'm glad the prices went down. I mean, I've never really been a Jeep Wrangler type person and stuff, but I always thought it was damn ridiculous the amount of money they charge for that tiny little vehicle with just 392 in there. If it was a Hellcat version of one, I can understand a 20 grand price difference and stuff, but not with just a regular 392. Hit me in there. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. If you want to check out a video I made about some more things that are coming to Jeep and Ram and stuff like that, you can check out this video right here from Tim Kaniskis. And until the next time, I'm out.